allow me to contextualize and put this all together by quoting you from a 2016 article by Thomas Lindsay called "We've Broken the Planet, A Case for Liberation, Ecology, and the Rights of Nature," showing how the liberation theology of the global South and the liberation ecology of the East and South are now being applied in the global North and West. He writes about, quote, "the rights of nature, liberation ecology," by saying, "In the 1950s, a new strain of Catholicism arose against dictatorial governments and severe poverty in Latin America. Called liberation theology, priests cast Jesus as a political figure and revolutionary who sought to free the poor from an oppressive governmental elite. Priests decentralized the practice of Christianity, transforming disenfranchised communities from being the object of church teaching to becoming direct interpreters of the Bible and designers of their own worship services. Liberation theology became a threat to the church by critiquing the economic and social structures on which the church structure relied. In response, the Vatican ordered purges of Catholic priests to suppress the doctrine," end quote. However, the idea of liberation movements applied to religion and environment began to take hold once people realized that rather than necessarily needing better regulation and control over bad actors who were abusing the religious and environmental institutions, which itself is a form of oppression, that is, we try to stifle and suppress bad behavior and injustices, assuming they're a constant in human nature that need to be put under better control, we really needed to set the rest of humanity free to do good and let that good overwhelm and crowd out the bad. Lindsay continues, "The community rights movement emerging in the United States has much in common with the major themes of liberation theology, in that it seeks to decentralize decision-making authority to marginalized communities and posits that the highest role of the law is the protection of human and natural communities rather than protection of the ruling elite." Its critique is much the same, that an unholy alliance of governmental and corporate elites prey on communities, and people have no choice but to submit to fracking and other corporate projects, thus allowing the elite to expand their power over people and nature. The author says, "While liberation ecology has been used in the past to describe the authority of human communities to serve as good stewards of the planet, it must go further towards an expansion of community lawmaking which recognizes nature not as property to be well used and conserved by humans, but as possessing the highest rights protections capable of being afforded by our system of governance.